Good morning, everybody. Thursday morning drive-in. I'm going to stay on this parable of the soils from Matthew 13. We already talked about the seed that was sown among thorns, and then the seed that was sowed by the wayside soil. So we're to stony ground here today. And what he's saying here is the seed that is sown among stony ground is those people that receive the word of God gladly and for a while rejoice and do good. But when difficult circumstances or trials or tests come up in their life, there's not enough root in them, is what it says. So it's not rooted deeply enough. The word of God doesn't get rooted deeply enough in them. So trials just cause them to lose their faith and lose their hope. So what we all have to be aware of is we all have an issue with commitment and consistency. And one thing that is difficult is from day to day, your emotions and the things that happen in this life are going to try you and test you. Faith that is not tested is not necessarily real faith. Faith has to be tested, because in times of testing, you find out whether your faith is real, whether it needs to be worked on, or where the areas in your life are that are weak. So when hardships come, we have to have already made the decision, I am committed to God's work in my life. I'm not going to be shallow. I'm not going to be flaky. I'm going to do the will of God no matter what my emotions are telling me, no matter what circumstances are in my life, no matter what other things are trying to get in between me and God. There's one song we sing, I don't want nothing here to hinder me. For someday his blessed face I long to see. So that's talking about this life. I don't want anything, and I hope you don't want anything in this life to hinder you from walking with the Lord and from finally receiving the promise or the reward at the end of this life. So we have to really look at our level of commitment to God. You don't want God to be the first thing that gets set aside when something goes wrong in your life. Oh, that's it. Something went wrong. I lost a job, or I got sick, or this or that. So I'm gonna choose other things in front of God. I'm not going to church tonight. I can't go to church. I don't feel good, or I'm in a bad spot. When you're in a bad spot, that is the exact time when you most need to be in church. You most need to be around the people of God. Being around other people who are committed to God helps your commitment. Don't try to be isolated and committed to God. You want to be joined to a local Bible-believing church. I want to emphasize that. Bible-believing church. I got to put my glasses down for that one. A church that teaches and believes and shows you how to live by the Word of God. Not a church that makes up their own mind what they're going to believe and what they're not going to believe. But being around other true believers helps your commitment level. We help to hold each other accountable. And at the same time, when difficulties arise, you've got people surrounding you that will help pray with you. That doesn't mean you can just get out of difficult circumstances, but you're not there alone. This helps your level of commitment. So just remember, when you have these difficulties in life, make sure the Word of God gets rooted down deep. A lot of times when you're repairing a yard, like when I had to repair my yard when we first bought our house so many years ago, there was so many loads and loads and loads of rocks that we had to till out and get out and rake out. It seemed like it was endless, but all of those rocks were preventing a good, healthy, nice and flat grass, yard, lawn, all those things where you can't grow a lawn in the middle of a rock. So those difficulties and circumstances is what he's talking about. Don't let those blow you out of the water. Don't let those make you miss out on God. Check your commitment level. And this is something we have to examine every day, personally. You have to look at your commitment level. I don't want anything to come in between me and God, between the people of God and Him, because I want to see His face someday. God bless you. Have a great Thursday.